It's race week for round 11 the Austrian Grand Prix, and for the first time since 2021, it's not a sprint weekend, but it should still be a really interesting race. The track is one that I love, it's the Red Bull Ring. There's a lot of opportunities to overtake. At turn 3, we'll be seeing the infamous Norris Verstappen battle last year, where both of them got punctures and Norris crashed out of the race. Turn 4 can also be a good opportunity, as we've seen in the sprint last year, where we had a three-way fight for the lead between Verstappen and the two McLarens, where Norris got overtaken by both Verstappen and Piastri to drop to third. You could maybe make a move into turn 1, but it would compromise you down the back straight. And you rarely see a move around turn 6, but we've seen it 3 times last year by Oscar Piastri. Once in a sprint on Norris, and then twice in the race on Perez and Sainz. The second half of the lap is far too quick for overtaking, but it makes it a great track in qualifying, and it's also a great race. Firstly, we'll look at the standings before the race. For the Drivers' Championship, Piastri leads by 22 points over Norris. Verstappen is a further 21 points back, and then Russell another 19. The Ferraris comfortably P5 and P6, then Antonelli, Albon, and ninth downwards is pretty closely contested. In the Constructors, McLaren lead by 175 points from Mercedes, closely followed by Ferrari and Red Bull. Williams have P5 locked down for now, and P6 to P9 are just separated by 8 points. And then there's Alpine in P10. There are 2 rookie drivers featuring in FP1. They are Alex Dunne, replacing Lando Norris. Dunne is a 19-year-old Irish driver, currently leading the F2 standings in his rookie year, after finishing 14th in F3 last year. And Dino Beganovic, who is replacing Charles Leclerc. He's 21 and is Swedish-Bosnian dual nationality. He's currently 10th in the F2 standings and got a pole position in Imola. 4 teams are bringing upgrades to the Austrian Grand Prix: Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull and Sauber. Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull are expected to bring major floor upgrades, with possible huge gains to catch up to McLaren. Sauber are only putting the new upgrades on Hulkenberg's car, but we don't know what they're bringing yet. Before we get into the predictions, the weather this weekend is expected to be hot, at 28 degrees on Saturday for quali and 30 degrees on Sunday for the race. The weather on screen now is for the Red Bull Ring, which is where the race is. Without further ado, here are my predictions. Pole position. I think the fight for pole will be between Verstappen and the McLarens. Considering that the last time Verstappen wasn't on pole in Austria was 2020, and bearing in mind there's been a sprint in 24, 3 and 2. It's been a long time since he's not been on pole in Austria. With that being said, I'm going for Lando Norris. Race winner. The McLarens usually go well around here, particularly Lando Norris. And since he's starting from pole, I think he's going to lose it. And I'm going to go for Oscar Piastri to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Podium. Following Piastri, I think Norris will come second from pole position, and George Russell will end up coming third, building on his great performance from Canada, which means Max Verstappen is not on the podium. I think he'll finish 4th. Great race. For a driver, I'm going for Isaac Hadjar. He always goes well around this track in junior formulae. He got a podium in the F2 feature last year, a podium in the sprint the year before that from P21 on the grid, and he won from pole in the F3 feature in 2022. For a team, I'm going for McLaren. I think getting a 1-2 after last week will be a good weekend, and there's lots of hype around the other team's upgrades, and I still think they're getting a 1-2. Disappointing race. Kimi Antonelli. He's driven around here in F2 last year, and that's the only time. He struggled last year, and I think given the heat, he'll struggle again, even after his first podium 2 weeks ago. The most underwhelming constructor will be Alpine. However, that's to be expected at this point, so I think Aston Martin will be the most disappointing. Alonso normally struggles around here, so I think this may be the first time in over a year that Stroll outqualifies Alonso, the last time being around Silverstone last year, showing just how bad the Aston Martin will be. Thanks for watching these predictions. I will see you after qualifying.